All right. It is day 2 of no gambling. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that dropped a comment on the video that I made yesterday. Um, Honestly, when I saw some of those responses today, it made me feel really good, um, and really encouraged to keep this going, and gave me that reassurance too that it really is true that when you can share and talk about this and have a support system, um, the same way why they say going to a Gamblers Anonymous or something like that, is beneficial, right? So I guess this is kind of my way of kind of doing that. So thank you so much to the people that commented, um, and it feels good. I mean, like, yesterday was fine. I was fine, and and that's one of the big things too. And it's like, I know that I can be fine without gambling. So like, why do you keep doing it when you know that it's only hurting you? And like the time before gambling, it was not that long ago. I know that I can find joy, find pleasure, find purpose, make money, in many other things in life. Countless passions, whatever, hobbies, my job, everything. So it's just funny how you get hooked into that. Somehow rationally, but you do it anyways. But my point with this is that yesterday wasn't bad at all. I was totally fine. Um, and my biggest thing, honestly, is understanding what triggers me to do it and try to avoid that. Um, when I allow myself to get into the situation where I know that it's going to happen, it almost definitely will happen. Whereas if I avoid that situation altogether, it probably won't happen. And so for me, that situation is sitting here at this computer late at night after my girlfriend has gone to bed and it's just me, and that's it. That's usually when it happens, right? And when I started off my video yesterday, I said, for the last 3 days I had lost however much amount of money. That was the exact circumstances for all 3 of those days. So yesterday I basically just forced myself to go to bed at the same time as when my girlfriend went to bed, and I she knows that I'm trying to stop, and so I don't want her seeing that I'm doing it, right? So that's why I try to do it. If you're gambling and you live in a house with somebody, you probably do things like this as well, right? You start trying to hide it, which that's if you start trying to hide it, you're gambling and you find yourself hiding it from people. You have a problem. That should be like red flag in your mind, like shit. This is going too far. Um, so by avoiding that, by forcing myself just to go to bed at the same time as my girlfriend, um, maybe not only is it better for my relationship, but it's also gonna help me prevent myself from putting myself in the situation where I'm probably gonna gamble. So that's what I'm gonna try to keep doing here. But I woke up this morning and I looked at YouTube and I saw that a bunch of people had commented on the video, and so I want to go through some of those comments today, just to shout you guys out. Really, I really, really appreciate it. And also to air, because some of you guys made some really good points, or I think things that, are important to talk about. So I'm going to bring up some of the comments here, and we can kind of go through them together. We got Neto Mape. He says, "Bro, please don't gamble again. This is so big. It's way bigger than you. I'm in South Africa, far away from you, and this rabbit hole goes so deep. I don't gamble, but close family members of mine are, and so many others I know, that is basically an unspoken global pandemic. Please, bro, don't gamble again and keep going with these videos." Thank you, man, so much for dropping this comment. I'm going to keep going with these videos. I'm right here and I'm shouting you out. And that, it's true. Global pandemic, like, it's a problem all around the world, right? especially now with everything being online, everything being available via cryptocurrency. Location laws really don't matter, because you can just download a VPN, set your location wherever you want, and you can gamble on crypto casinos easy all over the world, right? So it's a problem everywhere. But thank you for the comment, and we're going to keep it going, man. Day 2 going strong. We got Tokeness. He says, thanks for posting, bro. Hits home pretty hard as I've experienced basically the same loop. Get paid, gamble, lie to my family, repeat. I'm now doing much better, thankfully, but you're not alone. We can all beat this disease. 100%, man. Thank you so much. And yeah, that I would say when it starts impacting your relationships, or like I was saying earlier, if you start hiding things, it starts changing the way that you interact with the people around you, then that's a problem. It's a big problem. And if you find yourself doing that, it's a red flag, man, and it's time to try to make something change. So thank you, Tokeness, for dropping that comment. We got Tom's TK. He says, you got this, brother. I'm 18 years old now, and I've just been getting into the casino, and this is a great warning. Hell yeah. Be strong. I am going to be strong, bro. Thank you. And, this is one of those comments that made me feel really good and validated and motivated that I made that video. Because, yeah, man, 18, just getting started. It's probably a lot of fun, but it can very quickly get out of control and take over in a serious way. So my advice to you, is just be careful. Probably best to avoid it altogether. Now look, different people have different levels of susceptibility to addiction, gambling, etc. Right? There's lots of people that can just do it here or there and be okay, but for some of us, it's not like that. And once you start playing, or especially once you start losing after winning, you just can't stop, and you just got to keep going and going and going and going, and that's when you really get into a vicious cycle. So that's my advice to you: avoid it if you can. If you must, I would say don't go to casino. If you and the boys want to play some poker at home for $10, that thing like that kind, just that's how you have fun, and you don't make it an issue. But I would say you start going to the casino, or especially avoid online, because online is, to me, in my experience, by far the most difficult to control, the easiest to get out of hand. So at all costs, don't do online. If you are going to have some fun gambling, keep it small. Do it only on occasions, so in a social aspect with friends, where the idea is not necessarily about the money, but it's more just like having some fun with friends, right? So that's my caution to you. But probably better to just kind of avoid the casino altogether. All right, you got this, brother. 18, you got a long life ahead of you. I would say just try to start buying, use some of that money instead of gambling, and start investing a little bit. If you put aside, for you 18, you put aside $50, $100 a month into some funds or something, and you're going to be thanking yourself when you're 25. So thank you for the comment. Okay, we got Barry M. Dean, and he says, I had it bad at your age too. I'm almost 40 now, and here's how I kicked it. Okay. 1. Self-exclude from every site and physical casino you play at. 2. Go on a debt management plan with your creditors, which can freeze interest. They don't want to risk not getting their money, and they will sacrifice interest. So I'm going to comment on that. Find a new hobby or keep yourself busy that doesn't involve chance, 100%. and put your money into slow access investment accounts, into conservative low volatility funds that won't trigger the gambling bug. Good luck, man. Thank you so much, Barry, and thank you for this fantastic advice. Coming from somebody that's been there and has overcome this himself. This is really appreciated. Um, so yeah, one, self-exclusion, 100%. That's been a tool that's helped me. I will often find myself going through this kind of loop where I'll sit down at the computer, I'll start looking up the casino websites, and I'll log in, and boom, I'm blocked. And I'll look up another one, and boom, I'm blocked. And I'll look up another one, and boom, I'm blocked. And by the time you go through 3 or 4 times of getting blocked because you've self-excluded yourself from everywhere, it gives you more time. It puts more space between you and the gambling, where you can kind of come to your senses and stop yourself from going all the way. So that's definitely helped me. And one piece of advice, guys, when you go, okay, if you've got a problem right now, you're doing online gambling, you want to self-exclude, it's going to say timeout, and it's going to say self-exclusion. You're going to go self-exclusion, not timeout. And then it's going to give you different durations. It's going to be like 6 months, 1 year, 5 years. Dude, click 5 years. Click the max permanent if you can. Because it's happened to me. I self-excluded, but some of the sites I only clicked 6 months. Some of the sites I only clicked 1 year. And I was doing well for a while, but guess what? 6 months, a year, it goes by faster than you think. And all of a sudden, the floodgates are open, and now you are susceptible. So if you're going to self-exclude, dude, just commit. You don't need to think about, oh, maybe, down the road I'll be okay. No. Just commit fully, self-exclude, 5 years, permanent, whatever the max value is. Okay. Number 2, go on a debt management plan with your creditors. Can freeze the interest. They don't want to risk not getting their money on sacrificed interest. Yeah, this is something, I haven't done this yet. The way that I have it right now, it's manageable for me to pay monthly, but it's probably worth looking at it. The only consideration, is credit score factors. But I probably will, at least talk to them about it and see what it would look like and see what kind of impact this would have. So appreciate that. Finding a new hobby, 100%, right? So my mistake last time, I replaced the gambling with video games, and that was working. Just happens to be that I went down a loophole of video games that actually led it back into gambling. So, I've been trying to get myself back into sorry, some of my other hobbies. Like, if you see back here, I got a miniature display case there of Warhammer figurines. Like, I want to get back into painting. I want to get back into drawing. I do like lettering-based art form logos, that kind of thing, for death metal bands. So that's what I'm trying to start, rekindling that spark for more artistic stuff that I can, put my energy into and get that dopamine and satisfaction that right now is just been taken over by the gambling. So great advice there, man. And lastly, put your money into hard, slow access investment accounts, conservative, low volatility funds that won't trigger the gambling bug. Yeah, for sure. That's definitely something true at the end about the low volatility and triggering the gambling bug, because a lot of people convince themselves that they're not gambling when they're, trading crypto or trading options, things like that, when realistically it's the same thing. When you're doing highly risky leveraged trades, you are essentially gambling. So the smart way is to go slow and choose safe ETFs, things like that. Maybe GICs, things that'll lock up your money so that it's giving you returns, and you can't just access that money and blow it on gambling, right? So thank you. Those fantastic comment, fantastic advice. Thank you, Barry. Um, okay, and then we got Eva Lay. He says, I lost like $800 in the last 2 months, which is not a lot for me, but I feel horrible, and I guess it's time to call it. I appreciate you uploading this video. I can only imagine how hard this is for you. I'm praying for you, brother. Thank you, man. And yeah, even if 800 bucks, it's not that much for you, but it's great that you can recognize, you feel horrible about it, and that you can recognize that it's time to stop, because I was once at the same exact place where $800 was nothing, but 800 bucks can turn into thousands, tens of thousands of dollars faster than you know it. So I would say you're right. Call it, man, and thank you for commenting. And yeah, so that's all the comments that I'm going to go over right now. Thanks for the support, and here's day 2. Let's keep it going, and I'll see you guys on day 3. Cheers.